The storm over Eclipser 9 howled like the breath of some colossal machine. Its skies glowed an unnatural violet, streaked with arcs of static lightning that danced over obsidian cliffs. Amid the roar of alien thunder, a shuttle hissed down through the toxic air, its silver hull emblazoned with the sigil of the Varian Dominion, a spiral fang wrapped around a dying sun. Inside the shuttle's containment bay, a glass pod pulsed with soft blue light. Within it slept a small figure, a human girl, no more than 8 years old. Her name was Alara, though the aliens did not care to know it. To them, she was nothing but the offering. They had found her drifting in the remains of a crashed Earth vessel, a refugee craft that had wandered too far into their territory. To the Varian, humans were vermin from a dying world, a primitive species unfit to share the stars. But the Varian were not without their rituals. Every season, to honor their moon beast, they made a sacrifice. And tonight, the sacrifice would be human. The shuttle landed upon the ice fields of Voral Crater, the sacred ground of the moon beast, an albino lupine creature, the size of a transport ship, with fur like liquid snow and eyes of molten silver. It was a creature bred by the Varians centuries ago, from genetic blueprints older than their empire. It was both guardian and god, predator and judge. The Varian high priestess, Zedwaval, robed in black scales, stepped out first, her voice echoing through the comms. "Present the prey," she ordered. 2 armored sentries carried Alara's containment pod onto the frost. They broke the seal, and cold air hissed across her face. She stared, confused, small hands clutching the edge of a blanket. Her blue eyes opened wide at the sight of the towering aliens surrounding her, 8 feet tall, skin etched with bioluminescent veins. Where am I?" she whispered. Her voice trembled like glass. Zedwaval tilted her head, studying the fragile creature before her. "You are in the presence of the Moon Fang, child of Earth. Do not fear. The devouring will be quick." The priestess lifted her staff, and the ice beneath them split open, revealing a pit of shimmering frost. From within rose the white wolf, its fur radiant beneath the alien stars. The ground quaked as it moved, each step cracking frozen stone. The creature lowered its head, nostrils flaring. It sniffed at Alara. The child stood trembling, too terrified even to run. "Feast, blessed one," the priestess intoned. "Accept this offering, and renew our dominion." The wolf's jaws opened wide, rows of crystalline teeth catching the starlight. It lunged, then stopped. Its muzzle hovered inches from the girl. The Varian watched in confusion. Alara stared up at it, tears frozen on her cheeks, and whispered, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be bad." Something flickered in the beast's eyes. Instead of devouring her, the albino wolf slowly lowered its massive head until it touched hers. The Varian gasped as a surge of energy pulsed through the air, a visible wave of light spreading from their contact. The wolf recoiled, shaking its menere, and howled, not in hunger, but in recognition. Zedwaval hissed, "It rejects the sacrifice." But the wolf was no longer listening. Its eyes glowed with strange fractal symbols, shifting patterns that mirrored those pulsing faintly beneath the girl's skin. Unseen by the Varian, the girl's body was reacting. The DNA injections used by the humans to adapt their colonists for alien worlds had awakened. Her genome contained fragments of the wolf's original code, stolen from ancient Varian research archives decades ago. She wasn't prey, she was kin. The wolf backed away, circling her protectively. When the Varian soldiers approached, it bared its teeth and released a roar that shattered ice like glass. "Contain it," shouted one of the generals. But before they could fire, the wolf's claws slammed into the ground, releasing a shockwave that hurled the soldiers back. Alara fell to her knees, clutching her head as images flooded her mind, memories not her own. She saw the laboratories where the first moon beast was created. She saw Varan scientists playing with creation itself. She saw their arrogance, their wars, their decay. And then she saw herself, standing among stars, her hand on the wolf's neck, glowing with the same light. She understood. She wasn't meant to die. She was meant to awaken the last true guardian of their galaxy. The Varan called for orbital strike teams, fearing the ancient creature they had lost control of. But before the ships could arrive, the wolf moved. With one leap, it carried Alara onto its back and bounded into the mountains, trailing a storm of luminous snow in its wake. They fled into the caverns of the first dawn, where the original genetic forges of the Varan Empire still pulsed with dormant machinery. The wolf guided her through halls of crystal and steel, silent except for the hum of long-sleeping engines. Alara's touch reawakened them. The walls flickered to life, projecting star maps, records of lost civilizations, extinct species, and the long-forgotten Genesis code that bound all life together. Meanwhile, Varan warships descended, their beams cutting through the storm. Zedwaval herself led the assault, determined to reclaim their fallen god. When the wolf emerged to face them, its eyes burned brighter than ever. Alara stood before it, small yet defiant. "Stop hurting him," she shouted. Her voice echoed unnaturally, resonating with the very air. The wolf's howl followed, a frequency so powerful it bent gravity itself. The ship's weapons malfunctioned, their circuits fried. The Varan panicked as their technology turned against them. Zedwaval's voice cracked through the comms. "This is blasphemy. That creature obeys only us." But Alara looked straight at her. "Not anymore." The wolf's energy surged, enveloping her in light. Together, they rose into the storm, the girl's hair streaming like silver threads. Lightning struck around them, forming a halo of pure power. In that instant, the girl and the beast merged, mind to mind, pulse to pulse. Their combined essence became a bridge between human and alien life, rewriting the DNA of both. Days later, the storm ceased. The battlefield was silent. The Varan ships lay dormant, their systems rewritten by the strange pulse that had emanated from the crater. The surviving soldiers awoke to find their skin glowing faintly with new energy, the corruption of their old empire purged. Zedwaval crawled to the edge of the ruins and looked up at the newly formed dawn. In the distance, she saw a silhouette, the white wolf, smaller now, walking beside the human girl. Both were alive, transformed. They approached her. The girl's eyes were no longer merely blue. They shimmered with starlight. "You took me for prey," Alara said softly, "but I was your beginning." Zedwaval bowed her head, trembling. "What are you?" "I'm the bridge," the girl replied, "between what you made and what you feared." With that, she and the wolf turned toward the horizon, where the first rays of Eclipsera's sun pierced the storm clouds. The air warmed, the ice began to melt, and in that thaw, a new age began, one where the predator and the prey no longer existed, only the living.